Good day to you. Today I like to bring to you some thoughts in these distressing times. Here is the encouragement. I returned and saw under the sun that the race is not to the swift, nor the battle to the strong, nor bread to the wise, nor riches to men of understanding, nor favor to men of skill, but time and opportunity happens to them all. So here is a great equalizer, which I believe is God our Father, the great shepherd, the good shepherd, who equalizes time and opportunity for all, so that those who get an edge in the race, there is someone who is umpire of it. Race is not to the swift. And sometimes people get ahead by unfair means, but there's a great equalizer. Nor the battle to the strong. So always when you believe in evolution, the struggle for existence, might is right. People think battle is always to the strong, but there is a great equalizer who will see to it that battle is not to the strong, even the weak have a chance. And then those who have wisdom and get ahead with knowledge. Sometimes we think knowledge is better than power, but even those who have knowledge, when they use their power of knowledge to disenfranchise others, people in the professions, doctors who have special knowledge, lawyers who have special knowledge, but if they use that knowledge to earn for themselves without considering the others, so there is a great equalizer who says it's not always to those who have knowledge that the bread goes. There are no riches to men of understanding, nor favor to men of skill. So there's someone who looks after the not so skilled, and people and those who are not up to date in understanding, a great equalizer. There's another thing that we are told about in these days. We are very worried about it when we see it. A time comes to nation when the supply and support of the nation's bread is in trouble. The mighty man and the warrior, the judge and the prophet, the diviner and the elder, the captain of 50 and honorable man, the counselor and the expert artisan, and the skillful enchanter, their voice is not heeded, and I will make mere lads their princes, and capricious children will rule over them. So such a time is predicted. And I will make the and the people will be oppressed, each one by another, and each one by his neighbor. The youth will storm against the elder. Why would that happen? Because the elders have failed the expectation of the youth. And if the youth begin to feel elders have exploited all that was there for them, leaving nothing for another generation, then trouble begins. I'm just explaining some things that are going on in the roads, not only in Sri Lanka, even in other countries. And the inferior against the honorable. When a man lays hold of his brother in his father's house, saying, "You have a cloak, be our ruler. Take these ruins, will be under your charge." So it's a time nations are going to ruin and people are looking for a ruler. Then he will protest on that day. Now the proposed ruler is protesting and saying, "I will not be your healer. I can't be your healer. I can't be your ruler. For in my house there is neither bread nor cloak. You should not appoint me ruler of the people." So it's a strange situation. People normally want to get ahead and be the ruler, but here is a situation when he says, "Don't appoint me the ruler." And the cities have stumbled and have fallen because their speech and their actions against the Lord, to rebel against his glorious presence. So the explanation is that what the good shepherd provided all nations to fairly share, it was not done over a long period of time. So all the values he has given for unity and favor have been breached. So what is happening is, there is a sound of the wailing For shepherds, glory is ruin. Now, who are shepherds? The leaders that ought to be leading and taking people into green pastures, by still waters, in paths of righteousness. Those are the shepherds, the different leaders. So, at every level, the shepherdrick seems to have failed in marriage, in family, elders considering the juniors, and juniors honoring the elders, in professions, in nations, between the ruler and the ruled. There seems to be complete disruption of trust. So what is happening is that the shepherds are losing the plot, and they are becoming rich, but I have become rich, and their own shepherds have no pity on them, for no longer have pity on the inhabitants. Behold, the men to fail each into another's power, and fall into another's power, into the power of a king, and they will strike the land and will not deliver them from their power. So this is a time what the Good Shepherd has given for nations to be ruled, a staff of union to keep nation together, keep the body politic together, keep the polity together, staff of union and staff of favor for good government, good economics, is failing. Hence the afflicted of the flock. And I took for myself two staffs. The one I call favor, and the other I call union. So I pastured the flock. So this is God's intention, the intention of the Good Shepherd, that he gives a staff to keep the body politic together, and that's called union, and a staff or a shepherdrick, an authority to keep favor and good progress, prosperity for the populace. But this is failing. We are in a time like this. So what is the solution? Solution is to get back to the Good Shepherd. Personally and as nation, there's a Good Shepherd who promised when he is your shepherd, you will not want, nations will not go into famine, and he will provide for you fountains of good life, wholesome life, and he will lead you in paths of righteousness for his name's sake. His rod, his scepter, and his staff will guide you. That was his promise. And when that is flouted, dishonored, people begin to hate each other, and they do not know how to govern. It's a sorry state. So I thought I'll just bring you this hope also, that there is a great equalizer who promises that the race will not be to the swift, the battle will not be to the strong, and bread will not only be to the privileged, but time and opportunity he gives all. Thank you. I hope this reflection throws a little light on the current scenario. Thank you for listening. And if you want any more clips on scientific subjects, including the medical issues and digital effect on children, I have written on it, published many books. I would like you to take some and read also. Please send me